This is the Brown Boy Wonders podcast.
Hey guys, it's the Brown Boy Wonders podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about week 14 of the NFL. I'm here with Misbah. Misbah, how you doing, man?
I've been better, man. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Well, let's start off with your Monday night game, man. Miami versus Titans, 28-7. You guys lost by 1 point. How you feeling?
Not too good, man. Not too good. We shouldn't have lost to the Titans. We were up by like 14, I think, with like 3 minutes left, and then
Yeah,
Will Levis magic, I guess. But really, the focal point of the game was that Tyreek injury. Ever since he went down, it kind of went downhill from there. Which is kind of the scary thing with the team is that without Tyreek, it really seems like they're really extremely limited to what they're capable of offensively. So yeah, he just kind of runs the team and goes through Tyreek. That's why I almost feel like he should be MVP of the league just because of much of an impact he's having. Where when he's on the field, you turn this offensive explosion, but without him, it's just really stagnant. But yeah, it was. Even though he came back, he's obviously not fully healthy. But moving forward, it looks like he has an ankle sprain day to day, so still has a chance to play Sunday. So we'll see. Maybe see him against the Jets. But yeah, tough loss, but the main thing is to keep Tyreek healthy, man. I just know that unfortunately this team cannot sustain uh against tough competition without Tyreek, so it's really critical he stays healthy. So that's just kind of the hope right now is that he can get past the ankle sprain and keep continuing to play. But
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
tough way to go out.
I mean, you guys need to win every game now because you guys are still the division leaders, but that could change.
Yeah, the Bills beating the Chiefs, so gotta talk about that Kadarius TOnEy though.
Oh,
That
well,
was that
before
was
we get there,
interesting. Mm.
um, well, yeah, you're facing the Jets. What's your outcome for the match?
Oh man, it's in Miami. Uh, I think if Tyreek Hill plays, we should win. I think so. Jets did look good last week. Zach Wilson finally get a starting job back, maybe with some vengeance after sitting out. Um, uh, Offense. It took a while though. I think it was 0-0 until this third quarter,
I
but started
mean,
kicking in a little bit.
so I was looking at my score. I was like, okay,
Oh.
0-0. I rather have a tie than a loss. It's like, okay,
Right, right,
I'm good with that. And
right,
then second half, boom, Zach just
right.
unleashed the fire. He started making those throws. It said he has 301 yards with two touchdowns. He have
Mhm.
not done that in this whole season.
Yeah, definitely. I think came back with the vengeance. So it was pretty wild, pretty wild. I mean, yeah, kudos to the Jets. They're one of their better offensive games throughout the entire season. But can't disregard that the Texans were obviously shorthanded,
Oh,
tanked out for the season. Nico Collins got hurt, so that your top two receivers are down. So they're kind of limited offensively. And then I think CJ Stroud got hurt at the end too. It was a pretty
yeah,
nasty hit. I saw the replay. His head kind of bounced off the canvas or
yeah.
the
You don't
ground.
want to. Yeah, you don't want to see that with any player. But
Yeah, it looks like he might have a concussion, so maybe might miss a game or two. So nothing serious, hopefully. But yeah, they were down, but the Jets still played. They still played pretty well. One of their best games of the season. So they definitely, I think, they deserve that win. But next week again, we'll see. The last time we played, we obviously had that 99 Hail Mary pick six. So hopefully they'll turn it around, and not play,
oh
and
right,
not do that again.
that was against the Miami
Yep,
Dolphins.
that was.
Yeah,
We'll
that
see.
was with Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle
Right,
is not
right.
with part of the team anymore. Zach is part. I heard there's rumors. I don't know if it's true or not that Zach agreed on parting ways with the Jets in the offseason, but I think those are
Mm,
rumors.
interesting. Well, we do know Aaron Rodgers coming back. He should be fully healthy next season, so he definitely will be a starting quarterback. Zach he would have to stay as a backup. Obviously, I think that's kind of the position, unless he's trying to fight for a starting role somewhere else. But I don't really see that happening right now. So I think it's probably best for him to stay.
I heard him saying like, if he's like doing bad again, and he said, "What's the worst that they can do to me? Bench me again."
Yeah, I heard.
So, Salah also said like he likes when he does his effort his attitude. I like to
Uh-huh.
see that too. And
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I love to see the Jets to be happy. Like I just want them to be happy. Just you don't have to go to the wild card or playoffs. Just be happy and go to the next season. I just like to see
Right.
Robert Saleh's face being all happy. I mean, that man was just not been smiling for the past 14 weeks. So
100%.
I just like to see him happy.
That's
But
good,
yeah,
man.
let's get into the questions as you mentioned before. So, do you agree with the what is his name? Kadarius TOnEy's offside call?
I mean, there's nothing to disagree about. Fortunately, it was a really great play by Travis Kelsey and Mahomes and all of them. But with the replay, you can clearly see he's not offside by a little margin. His entire foot's on the line.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't get any much clearer than that. So unfortunately, Um, uh, yeah, he was offsides in the push. Doesn't count. Now, what Peyton Manning said a little bit later after that, which I kind of agree with, is that if a player is lining up offsides like in that position, you should blow the play dead instead of
Yeah.
letting us see what would have happened and then kind of going back. So it was still the right call, but in the future, I think what he said, it's kind of like a false start. They blow the play up, the play never happens. So it should be kind of the same thing with that. Otherwise, who knows what could happen? We don't have to see that crazy lateral play that was honestly that was pretty wild for Travis Kelsey for doing that. So
It was like a Super Bowl play.
it was a really crazy play. Reminds me of Philly special in a way, but again, he's clearly offside. So that's pretty much end of
Well,
the story. Nothing else you can do about it.
I mean, you saw Patrick Mahomes' meltdown. Like, what was he trying to say? Like, he was not offside, or maybe he was agreeing with Peyton Manning's
Patrick
reasoning?
Murphy, I think he no, I think he just got caught in the heat of the moment. And was just
No.
really upset that the play didn't count because that was kind of their last chance of winning the game, and I think he knew at that point that that play not going through, they're probably going to lose the game to the Bills, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't lose back-to-back games. They lost last week to the Packers, so I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of frustration. There's also frustration I think leaning from last week where MVS missed a pass that should have been called for PI against the defense with the refs missed. I
Mm.
believe one missed call. So that was kind of, I think it just all kind of boiled over. But yeah, unfortunately, it was just, I think, in the heat of the moment. But yeah, nothing you can do. Kadarius Tony needs to learn from his mistakes, not to be that offside. And interestingly enough, looking at some highlights, it looks like he's had that issue a couple of times in the past that it's not even been called. But he's been lining up offsides even in times where it's not been called. So um, uh,
Interesting.
he needs to be on top of that. Make sure he's not doing that, especially in those type of situations where it can be really critical in ending the game.
Definitely. I mean, I would say it's karma for the Chiefs, or at least Patrick Mahomes. If you guys remember, the Jets game against the Chiefs, that holding call, we were supposed to win
Oh
that game.
man, yeah, that was a tough one.
So I was like, that's what they get. That's all good with me.
Maybe.
The next question is like, everyone's been saying this question or asking this question. Are the Eagles a fraudulent team?
Oof, it's a tough one. Fraudulent might be a bit of a stretch. I mean,
Hmm.
they still have beaten some good competition, but it does look like they're they're a bit limited, I feel like, in terms of their offensive powers from last year, where Jalen Hurts was just slinging it to AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, all those guys down the field, and they were really hard to stop offensively. But now it seems like teams have kind of started figuring them out about their schemes, and Jalen Hurts doesn't look as comfortable as he did like last year when they made the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't go as fraudulent, but they do really need to kind of pick up the pace and make sure that they're not falling behind against some of the better competition like the 49ers or the Cowboys. So right now it's really coming down to the wire with these three different teams going into the NFC Championship. So we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll
yeah,
see.
it's
We'll
like
see.
it's basically how for the Eagles whole team is basically like it's how you finish, not how you start. I know they're
Yeah.
like 10 and whatever, but it's how you finish it. I'm not really good at Madden when it comes to finishing the fourth quarter, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, with Jake Browning from the Bengals looking great against the Colts, do you think the Bengals are a top contender to the playoffs?
Yeah,
Right now they're in the
honestly,
hunt.
the AFC, especially like some of the lower teams, it's extremely competitive right now. I think I was seeing a stat where like almost like 4 or 5 teams are like 7 and 6 or like 6 and 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
They're all fighting for the playoffs right now. So there's like a bunch of teams in the mix right now, and the Bengals are definitely up there, one of them. But right now, there's a lot of teams that can get to that wild card position. So they're definitely in the mix. I don't see them making it past too far, obviously, without Joe Burrow. I don't think they'll make a deep playoff run, unfortunately, this year. But I definitely can see them making the wild card run for sure. It's just that there's a lot of competition, so it would just have to be. They might have to get some luck on that as well. With the Bills looming, the Broncos are up there, the Texans are up there.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of luck and a bit of skill kind of going into it.
Yeah, like pretty much all the records are pretty much almost the same. It's just like one game difference. So it'd be an interesting a few weeks coming up.
For sure, for sure.
The next question is should freaking DK Metcalf be in the WWE already? But he German suplex Fred Warner and he got ejected.
Oh man, that was man. DK Metcalf. I've seen in the past. He definitely had some issues with kind of lashing out in anger. I feel like he should take some anger management classes if he hasn't already.
Mhm.
Possibly, I believe he might have had some anger management something like that. But yeah, he's someone that's not too difficult to get riled up. However, in the video, it did seem like Fred Warner kind of pushed him a little bit first.
Yeah.
So I won't give Fred Warner, I won't let him go clean. He had definitely had a role to play in that. But DK Metcalf, based on his histories, does tend to lash out a lot more than you'd like. Now, I don't know exactly how true this is, but I heard rumors saying that I think Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers was saying that whoever gets under DK's skin gets an early Christmas present or something. So I don't know if he was
Oh.
joking or just messing around with that, but I don't know if that played a role into it. But it looks like they were definitely trying to get into DK's skin or under his skin
Did he say that
for
before the
that
game?
matter. Yeah, well, I think he
Oh.
told the press conference after that, but he actually told his players before the game that whoever did that, they would get into his skin. He would give them a Christmas present. So I guess Fred Warner was doing what Kyle Shanahan told him to do. So a little bit
Gotcha.
messed up in a way, but I still think DK has some learning to do in that regards, anyways.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, speaking of the 49ers, I don't know if you saw that clip on Instagram. Uh, I think I forgot, someone's pants got ripped.
Oh
Uh,
Lord, I'm not sure.
I forgot who it was, but pants was ripped, and then it's like a next clip of I think Chris Jones was yelling at someone, and then you see another personnel just slamming their tablet on the
I
ground.
think I
I
know what
thought
you're
that was a
talking
great
about.
sequence.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a lot of frustration. Chiefs aren't used to this. Not used to back-to-back losses. Not used to being anything higher than the top two seeds because Mahomes has never played a road playoff game, which I think is going to be the first time. That's going to be really interesting to see how he performs on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, also in that Chris Jones press conference, the ceiling fell down. So I don't know what's going on in the 49ers
Oh
organization.
yeah, Chiefs.
Um. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well. The next question is, uh, even though they won, the Titans won, but if they're not gonna make it to the wild card for the Titans, do you think Derrick Henry should request a trade in the offseason?
Uh,
Because
possibly. Do you know when his contract runs out?
not sure when, but I feel like he's been in the Titans for like forever.
Yeah, pretty much his entire career. So I don't know if his contract's expiring soon. Then maybe let him go in free agency. He'll get to decide. But yeah, I mean, I don't see them going too far, anyways. Regardless of what happens in the next couple of years, I think they still need to have some time with Will Levis and kind of building his rapport with some of the receivers. So I think Derrick Henry, especially with his age, he is kind of getting up there in running back years. So he might want to go to a contending team later, either in the offseason or next year. It also kind of depends when his contract runs out. If it's already running out, then you can just sign, I guess, as a free agent. But yeah, I think it's probably best for him in this late stage of his career to kind of hop onto a contending team so he can try to get a ring before he retires.
Yeah, I mean this guy's a beast and he has no rings. It's actually a shame.
Right, right.
Um, I like to see him in. I mean, which team needs a running back?
Maybe the
May-
Jets.
No, I would go with Brees Hall.
Maybe we could always use a backup.
Yeah. Uh, I
Maybe
was
the
think
Buccaneers could use one, but the Buccaneers definitely not a playoff contender.
Yeah,
or at least a Super Bowl contender.
maybe.
Maybe the Rams. That'd be interesting.
Rams. I mean, Curry and Williams is pretty good, but I think Derek is better.
I think so too.
All right, but this next question. So this is a disturbing question. So hold on to your butts here. So should we cancel Rex Ryan? On the Get Up with Mike Green, he said when he was referring to the Kadarius TOnEy's call, he said, I like toes, but I don't like this toe, and he's claiming he's a toe expert.
Oh boy, that's uh, that's definitely not what I was expecting. I don't know about canceling him, but that's pretty funny. Maybe he should just be more mindful of his verbiage, I guess, moving forward. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rex Ryan. I wish he coached the Jets again. I mean, he did pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's definitely better than Adam Gase. I'll give you that much.
Oh, dude, do not,
Adam
do
Gase.
not speak of that
I
guy's
don't know how
name.
this man landed a second job, but he ruined two different organizations. Crazy.
I'm trying to get rid of Adam Gaze in my mind, but he always comes back to me.
Oh
It
man,
always haunts my dreams.
he's in my dreams too.
um, Also, fun question here. Do you want to join the Tommy DeVito's family here?
Tommy DeVito's family. Did you see his agent dressed up in all black, man? That
I
was
saw
pretty
that.
solid. And then him, like when they're playing, him and his father are like in the crowd kissing each other and stuff. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean Tommy DeVito, that's not. I mean, not too bad.
He's
They
doing
beat the
well.
Packers. I mean, he has a winning record. I think he's won more games than Daniel Jones did. So I don't know about maybe starting because it's still too soon, early to tell. But I think he might have a future in the league. You never know.
I mean,
Never know.
they're saying he's like the Linsanity of football in the New York
Mm.
area. So I'm feeling that too.
Interesting. Yeah, hopefully he has a longer prime though. But yeah.
Tommy DeVito. But yeah, any games you want to talk about?
Oh, oof! That Ravens Rams game was wild.
Yeah.
That one went down to the wire. That that return touchdown really reminded me of that Xavier Gibson one against the Bills. Kind
Hmm.
of similar in that fashion. But yeah, Ravens kind of clutched it. That was a really good game. Two big power offenses kind of clashed, and then at the end of the day, it was down to a punt return touchdown. So kudos to Ravens. I think it's gonna, like I said last week, it's gonna come down to the Dolphins and Ravens fighting for the number one seed.
Yeah,
Hopefully Tyreek is healthy, so it really depends. Whoever wins that game is kind of locking up that one seed, and then obviously one seed is important nowadays with the bye. Obviously, want to get that extra week of rest going into the playoffs.
definitely. I mean, if Hill's not 100%, I think Waddle and the other guys should step up because that's you can lose the season.
Right? Yeah, it's just yeah. The only issue is with Hill is that when he's on the field, obviously he's a threat himself by his deep threats and his route running ability. But the thing is, having him on the field diverts so much attention towards him as well that it leaves people like Waddle and other guys a lot more open than with him not off the field because then he can't use a distractor to get the attention off of them. So he plays more roles than just one. That's how much of an impact he plays. But yeah, they would definitely we need other people to step up. That's kind of how it is if Tyreek Hill is not able to go. But hopefully he stays healthy, but yeah, we definitely need to learn to kind of play with our bench, play with some of the other guys in the roster. You always want to stay healthy, but unfortunately, in this late in the league or this late in the season, not a lot of teams are fully healthy anyways. So just kind of gotta go with what you got
Yeah, a lot hurt. That means like, especially with any team, you need to have your bench players better than your starters.
for sure.
Um, but another game that caught my eye was a really boring game. It was with the Vikings and Raiders, 0-3.
Oh, jeez, the game of the year right there. Oh man, I think that game tied the record for the lowest scoring game of all time. The first game in NFL history to ever end after four quarters at 0-0. So that just gives you how much of a significance that game is. But yeah, Raiders they started looking good a little bit when the interim coach came in and the rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell wasn't playing too bad. But I guess tough game. I know Daniel Hunter's been playing really well for the Vikings in terms of getting pressure to the quarterback and things like that. But yeah, definitely a terrible display, at least from the offensive perspective. His defense was defense just showed up, but the offenses did not show up at all. So it's terrible performance by both teams in that regards. Unfortunately for Josh Dobbs, it looks like his starting days might be over for at least for the meantime, because Nick Mullins has the start next week for the Vikings. Looks like Dobbs is going back to the bench, unfortunately. So yeah,
I guess
not
he's
a
getting
good
cold
look.
now.
Yeah, not a good look for both teams. Not a good look.
Well, let's get into our fantasy starts for week 15.
Let's do it.
This is crucial now because right now in fantasy we're in the playoffs.
Oh, so we're in the playoffs. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
well, as quarterback, do you start Matthew Stafford against the Commanders?
Matthew Stafford, I think that's 100%. Commanders' defense has been wishy washy all season. They got rid of Chase Young, they got rid of Sweat. Kind of in a rebuild type mode. Nobody in the Commanders' defense pretty is up there in the rankings. So definitely, you got Cooper Cup, you got Puka Nakua. Almost beat the Ravens. Stafford, 100% start him.
Gotcha. Matthew Stafford. Running back here, I got Tony Pollard against the Bills.
Oof, yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Tony Pollard had a good game last week and hasn't been even kind of on the upward trajectory last few weeks, I think. But that Bills front line can cause havoc, especially with the way they're playing against the Chiefs. They've been inconsistent all season, but
Yeah.
when they're in their A game, that run defense is pretty solid. So I would kind of go away from Tony Pollard for that game.
Yeah, same. Because that running backs the trio, it just annoys me. Wide receiver here, do you start the suplex machine DK Metcalf against the Eagles?
Oof. DK Metcalf against the Eagles. I'd say go for it. Eagles secondary hasn't been looking the best for the past couple of weeks. And I think DK can exploit that. So I'd say start him as long as he doesn't have any ejections early on in the game. He should be fine, I think.
Well, he is standing on business, that's for sure. On flex, do you start Garrett Wilson against Miami?
I don't know about that. They might have Ramsey on him. I know he's been
Ugh.
throwing picks, so if Jalen Ramsey's on him, I'd be wary. It was Aaron Rodgers, maybe. Was
Hmm.
Zach Wilson and Jalen Ramsey? I don't know. Might be kind of tough. I kind of lean away from that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'll start him. Just it's my boy. That's my guy. Tight end spot. Do you start the Panthers? Tommy Tremble against the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, I ain't starting the Panthers in anything, man. So that's a no from me. That team is 1-11. They haven't been doing anything all season.
Nothing, nothing. Well, do you start for kicker? Do you start Randy Bullock for the Giants against the Saints?
Oh, he's been playing well. The Giants and Dominic DeVito's been slinging it too. They don't have any crazy red zone threats. I think Darren Waller's still out. Might be done for the season. So yeah, definitely. I think he can help them with the field goals whenever they need it. They've been pretty accurate so far. Might as well.
Gotcha. Well, he did made that winning field goal for the Giants against the Packers
Mhm.
Monday night. Maybe we'll do it again. For defense, do you start Browns defense against the Bears?
Oh yeah, Browns defense has been pretty solid all season. Bears, although they've had some offensive success with DJ Moore and the run game at times, they've still been really inconsistent. I think the Browns are a much better team, and then Miles Garrett's going to feast on that O line, I think. So I would go start with the Browns.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, in fantasy, in my leagues, I'm out of the playoffs in two
Oh,
leagues, but I'm in my keepers league. But what about you?
yeah, I'm only in one league this year, but first seed, thankfully, into the playoffs, got the first round bye. So kind of just moving forward. Just hopefully Tyreek can stay healthy, because I definitely need him to go off my fantasy team.
Who's your
Uh,
second best?
my second best, I mean, it's kind of debatable. So I have Austin Eckler, but he's been kind of off, to be honest.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne's he's okay, not too bad, on and off.
Hmm.
I think Puka Nakua has been pretty solid, I think. So he's
Okay.
definitely up there. Puka
Okay.
Nakua, DJ Moore is one of them also. That's
Oh
been
yeah.
inconsistent, but he has some crazy games as well. So he can definitely help out a team
Yeah, even Bears is not winning. He usually makes a lot of points for DJ Moore.
for sure.
All right. Well, We're almost end of the season, man. It's almost done. I can't believe it. Any can be in the playoffs at this point. We'll see. Week 15, man, is coming up. Well, Misbah, where can the audience find you?
Yeah, same place as always, man. Misbah G6 at Instagram.
Awesome. Well, of course, you can follow this podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, and of course Spotify. Listen to me on Spotify. See the analytics to see if you guys want different things. Give me some Q&As, all the shebang. Till then, I guess I'll say bing bong on 3. Bing bong.
Voice cracked on the snap.
You heard that hut hut by Kirk Cousins. It means it is time for our week 15 of our weekly Pickems. I'm here with Wally. Wally, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I just had like a little tick on my sleeve, but kind of got it out. I don't know how I got in here in my place, but I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm good. So we are kind of recording early. So we are recording before the week 14 games, because of scheduling conflicts. But we'll do our pick'ems for week 15.
Let's do it, man. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Well, for Thursday night football, we got here's Chargers and Raiders. How are you feeling for this one?
Seems kind of a toss-up. I feel like both teams are trying to vie for playoff contention. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. They gotta get a win if they want to get somewhat relevant in the playoffs. Trust the quarterbacks here. Justin Herbert over Aiden O'Connell.
Gotcha. Well, I'm feeling the opposite. I feel like the Raiders have more. I think they need more of a chance to be like. I think they're in the hunt right now, so I think they should get that momentum going. So I'm going with the Raiders. And the next game is the Vikings and the Bengals.
Ooh, another competition where both teams are in playoff hunt. I like what I saw from Jake Browning. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals here. They just have too much explosive firepower on offense. I know Jay Jetta is set to return as well, but I think I'm gonna go with Bengals here.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going with the Vikings. I think they have, they have Joshua Dobbs. He's doing a spectacular job as a quarterback, especially a backup quarterback. I think the Vikings will take over Bengals. The next game is Steelers and Colts.
Ooh. Not sure how I feel about the Steelers. Their quarterback situation is a mess. Gardner Minshew proves he can win reasonable games to stay into the hunt. I'm gonna go with Colts here. I like their defense, and Jonathan Taylor's been producing well enough to keep them in games. I'm gonna go Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with you. Colts have a better team than Steelers, so let's go with that. The next game is the Broncos and the Lions.
Another great contest. I'm gonna go Lions here. Get them to like that 10 win mark or like 11 win mark at this point. First time I feel like they're gonna win the division. I feel confident in the Lions here.
Yeah, I'm going with you as well. Lions. I do like the underdog mentality of the Lions, the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell, he's a big dude. I think he's gonna coach them well for this game. So I'm picking Lions. The games we just talked about, the past 3 games, they were all gonna be on Saturday. So watch out for those games. Since it's almost the Christmas holiday season games there. And the next game is the Giants and the Saints.
Oof. I'm feeling my boy Tommy DeVito, man. Like, what do they got to lose? The Saints just don't look comparable at all, even with Derek Carr. I don't know if he's going to be playing this game, but I just like the swagger that the Giants are rolling with. It's perfect time for mini playoff push. I'm going to go Giants here.
Gotcha. If the NFL did like a in-game tournament, just like the NBA was doing, I think the Giants will win that. So I'm just picking the Giants here because they, like you said, they got nothing left to lose. So let's go for it. New York Giants. And the next game is the Bears versus the Browns.
Browns here. I just have more confidence in the Browns defense to make a statement against the Bears. Justin Fields seems to be very turnover prone. I think the Browns defense with their running game is going to get this dub here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like either you get a hot Justin Fields or a cold Justin Fields. I'm thinking we're gonna get a cold Justin Fields, so I'm picking the Browns here. The defense is spectacular. The next game is the Falcons and the Panthers.
Another doozy game. I don't see the Panthers trying to win. They're probably just tanking at this point. Falcons do seem to be in the playoff hunt for the division crown as well too. So I like what Desmond Ritter's been doing. He's been pretty resilient as of late. Trying to keep them in games. I'm gonna go Falcons here.
Well, I'm going the Panthers. I feel like they're not tanking, but usually if you're tanking, that means you just want to keep losing, and then I don't think that will look good. But no one will say that. But I'm going the Panthers. I think Bryce Young should know his way of the football, as you say. The next game is...
I don't think I've ever said that, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody must have said it out there. Bryce Young.
I think it was you. Maybe it was you.
maybe it was me. The next game is the Buccaneers and the Packers.
Ooh, interesting matchup. Both still vying for playoff contention.
Yeah.
I just really love what I'm seeing from Mr. Love. He seems to have his groove on as the season progresses. They seem pretty good on offense, and their defense seems to be stacking up as well. I'm gonna go Packers here.
Gotcha. Well, interesting. I'm also going with the Packers. I think Baker Mayfield is gonna bake something, and it's like interceptions. So I'm going with the Packers defense here. The Packers. Go, Packs, go. The next game, I don't know about this one here. I want to say the right answer, but I want to say the realistic answer. But it's the Jets and the Dolphins. What do you
You
pick?
tell me, what is the right answer here?
The right answer is the Miami Dolphins.
But you think the realistic answer is the New York Jets?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, the other way. My pick is the Jets, but the realistic answer is the Dolphins. So I am picking Fantasy Gods. Tell me something. I'm going the Dolphins. I need some points here. Jets are their offense is the worst I've seen. The defense is magic, but the offense, there gotta be a balance.
It's crazy how lopsided the actual team is. You're right. Jets defense is stellar. They're just wasting talent. But unfortunately, their offense can't keep up. And who knows what Zach Wilson's going to do. It seems like his career is ending in New York. Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins here too. Road game, Dolphins, track meet. Tyreek trying to get to 2,000 yards. He'll probably get it in this game alone.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah, hopefully Zach throws bats to the crowd. I know, wrong sport, but you know what I mean. The next game is the Chiefs and the Patriots.
Chiefs easily here.
Yeah.
I know Patriots had some mojo jojo going for them on offense with Bailey Zappi, but Chiefs cannot slip away in the playoff contention at this point. They need that home field advantage. This should be an easy win for Mahomes and crew. Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to the Chiefs as well. I think Bailey Zappi will be zapped in this game. So
Ooh, zinger.
Zinger. Chicken zingers. The next game is Texans and Titans. Two TT teams.
Two TT teams. I'm going to go Texans here, baby. DJ Stroud, that's the boy. Close to eclipsing 5,000 yards as a rookie, which don't think that's ever happened before. They just seem to be on track. I'm going to go Texans here.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going with Titans. I think CJ Stroud needs his Tank Dell. As of right now, we don't know his injury status for Week 15. But as we, I think he's been out. Actually, he's out for the season, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah. So I'm still picking the Titans. I think CJ Stroud needs his Tank Dell. He's not there, so I'm picking the Titans here.
Great.
Thank you. The next game is a 3 o'clock game. So those games we were just talking about, those are 12 o'clock games. There's a lot of games right there. So now we're into 3 o'clock games. It is the 49ers and the Cardinals.
Ooh, I feel like this is going to be closer than what people expected just because divisional matchup. Kyler Murray
Mhm.
is back and he knows how to score points. I think it's going to be close until the fourth, and then 49ers are going to run away with it. 49ers.
49ers. Well, yeah, same here. 49ers. I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Mr. Purdy. But yeah, 49ers is a better team than the Cardinals. I'm picking 49ers. The next game is, I think, the worst game of this week is the Commanders and Rams.
Yeah, that does not look good on paper.
No,
I'm going to go with Rams here. Rams are playing at home?
Rams are playing at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rams here. If anything, they need to stay into the hunt. They should get this dub at home.
Let's do that. Yeah, I'm picking the Rams as well. There's not much to say for this game. The next game is Cowboys and Bills. Big game here.
Ooh, very good game. This is a tough one too. I really like Josh Allen. This seems to be an area where the Cowboys tend to collapse late in the season.
Yeah.
Road game, non-conference opponent for Dallas. I think the Bills are going to pull this off.
Ooh.
Josh Allen's going to be too much at home with Diggs and Gabe Davis and crew. I'm going to go Bills here in a quote-unquote upset.
Yeah, it sounds like an upset. But I'm going with the Cowboys. I think it'll be a shootout game. I think we'll know the winner until when it says 0-0-0. But I'm picking the Cowboys here. I think they have that edge because I think they're tired of losing in the playoffs run, so they're trying to make a statement now. So I'm going with the Cowboys. The next game is Sunday Night Football. We just sing about Carrie Underwood. Do you mind if you want to sing that again?
Sunday on NBC. There you go.
Thank you. Yes, it is the Ravens and the Jaguars.
Ooh, interesting matchup. We just got report in that Trevor Lawrence is playing in Week 14's matchup, so I would imagine he's playing next week as well.
Yeah.
Tough pick'em game. I'm gonna go Jaguars here.
Ooh.
I think Trevor Lawrence and company are gonna get this done. Ravens, although they are dominant on defense and have the groove on offense as well, I think a road game Sunday night, just the atmosphere is gonna be a little bit difficult for them. I'm gonna go Jaguars here.
Gotcha. Well, I'm picking the Ravens. I think they. For example, we don't know the status for Lawrence. His ankle is an issue, but if he is playing, he's playing hurt. You don't want to play hurt. I'm going the Ravens defense on the Jaguars, and also a random stupid
Dancing?
not dancing, but point of mine is they have a tight end named Isaiah Likely, so likely they should win. The next game is Monday Night Football. I can sing the Monday Night Football song. I think it goes like, what is that? Echo Black. He sings something. Do you remember?
You said you were going to sing, and then you asking me what it was.
Yeah, I
That
forgot.
doesn't make sense.
No, I just lost the train of thought, but I think it was like Monday Night Football. We got here is Eagles and Seahawks.
Another interesting competition. I like Seahawks generally, but I think Eagles are gonna pull this away with their little tush push baby.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm going with. Oh, I heard that tush push might be banned, but I'm also going with the.
How do you
Eagles.
feel about that, bro?
I love the term. I wish Roger Goodell thinks the other way, but I love the tush and the push. I'm going with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts. Who'd he hurt? He's gonna hurt the Eagles. Sorry, he's gonna hurt not himself. He's gonna hurt the
Are we
Seahawks.
forecasting something? Seahawks?
No, yeah.
Are you going for Seahawks or Eagles? Tell me quick.
Eagles. I'm going Eagles. But yeah, that is the Week 15 Pickems. We do not know the score because we are recording early for the Week 14 our scores for there. But we'll figure out until Week 16 of our scores. But yeah, how are you feeling about your picks, man?
I'm feeling the same way as Jalen Hurts feels about his tush push ban.
Oh, okay. Well, other than that, till then, you go. Of course, can follow this podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Make sure to come to the Garden State.
Come to the Garden State. Mr. Wally will be there, and he will greet you with some grapes.
Sayonara, baby.
Adios.
Bing bang.